Once again, congratulations and welcome to Dubai.
Thank you
I
so
have
much.
I have been in this simulator for the last 2-3 years. I come once in a while. I've made a lot of videos. Some of my audience is very familiar with Ansett Aviation, about their ATR operations, and some of you also know that we recently did a feature video about Ansett where they had launched the A320 CEO Neo. And today, in my feature video, I want to get to know the new CFI. So stay tuned. If you've already seen my Instagram video, you already know him a little bit, but I want to have a deep discussion about you today, sir. I want to get to know about your career, your pilot training journey. I'm sure you went through certain ups and downs during your careers. I want to know it all. So, this is the Jet, Set, and Go series where I have interviewed a lot of people like you, and I'm very honored to have the opportunity to talk to you today. So, first of all, thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much for joining me on this video.
Thank you so much. It's my honor to be on your channel.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, let's start with the first and the most important question. You started your pilot training. You mentioned around you were 28 years old.
Yeah.
I want to know a little bit more in depth on how that journey was. What were the types of challenges you faced, especially as a student pilot?
In fact, my journey started when I was 8 years
Okay.
with model aircraft.
Oh, wow.
Small plastic kits,
Wow, that's
Rebel,
amazing.
Airfix,
Uh-huh.
all that. And then I started to read aviation history, went to the library, borrowed books, and
Wow.
I borrow it and borrow it and borrow it and read it again and again. But I never thought I should be a pilot because
Really?
it's not secure, right? And
You
it's
heard
so
about those
expensive.
misconceptions as well? Where you told you can't be a pilot because you're of a certain height or because you're
No,
wearing glasses?
not
None of
about
the
that.
misconceptions, okay.
But I thought it's too difficult. You need to be
Aha.
Superman, right? But I started flying hang gliders at
Okay.
18,
Oh, wow.
and then you fly like a bird. That's fun. But my professional career, I was thinking I will be an engineer, design constructions, houses, bridges, whatever. And then I got an opportunity to start in the photo industry.
Wow.
That was before the digital time.
Wow.
So we used film
Very different.
and chemicals.
Oh,
and
wow.
we produces prints. Very fun. But I always wanted to fly. And I was thinking, I really want to fly. So at 28, I joined a flight school in Norway, where I was living and born. And the flight school said, if you pass an aptitude test, we will like you to be instructor when you finish training.
They obviously knew that you had that capability and quality, so they identified you as a good potential instructor.
Well, they said you had to pass an aptitude test, which was done by psychologists from the Air Force.
Wow.
And I passed, to my big surprise. So, I started on the flight school.
Okay.
And they have a very nice program. It took me 12 months to complete.
Wow. That's relatively fast.
Yes, it is, because they had an integrated training where you could start on the CPL ground school before you finish to PPL.
Yes.
And I flew as much as possible. And after that, I become instructor, which I think is a very good career because you really learn to fly.
I fully agree with that, yes.
Because
absolutely.
when you fly touch and go and you're student, you really have to understand the aircraft.
Oh, yes, 100%.
And you have to know it so well you are able to demonstrate and tell while you're doing
Correct.
it.
I absolutely agree with you. When you explain something to someone, that's when you know the concept even more better. And
Yeah.
I mentioned this to my PPL students as well. In the classroom, I always tell them, you just heard me explaining you a concept, explain it to each other.
Yes.
Go talk to your friends, go tell your neighbor about what you learned in the class today. That's when you actually get better in knowing the concepts. So that's perfect.
Because then you get involved.
Correct.
Right.
You look at it in a different way.
Yeah, so I learned to fly a second time as instructor.
Amazing.
And then I was applying for jobs.
And by then, how old are you by now when you're done with this
30.
instructor? You're almost 30. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
My instructor who teach me to fly, he got a job in the regional airline, Widerøe, flying Dash 8. And he was the last of seniority list for 4 years.
Wow.
They didn't hire anyone.
Wow.
So I I didn't earn enough money as instructor at flight school because the winter season is
Sure.
cold.
Sure. You don't get to
Dark.
fly a lot in the winter season,
No.
obviously. Yeah.
So I got a job as a teacher. I was instructor in flying club. Then I got a job in a commercial flight school, another place.
Amazing.
But I didn't have enough students. I got a job in an office, another flying club. All this took 6 years. And I was thinking I never find a job. I kept my license valid, my instrument rating, my multi. I used my summer vacation just to
Wow.
keep myself current.
It's amazing.
Then one of my fellow students
Uh-huh.
from the flight school,
Uh-huh.
he got a job in a regional airline named Coast Air. And he put in a word for me, so they called me for interview.
That always helps. That always helps a lot.
Always have names of everybody you meet in this aviation industry.
Your network, right?
It's
your
a network
is your net worth.
And it's a very small world.
Very small
You
world.
meet the same people again and again and again,
Correct.
wherever you go.
Correct.
And those people who train me and they train together with me, they are in airline companies, they are in the Civil Aviation Authority, they spread out everywhere.
That's absolutely true. Every time I go to events, that's what I see. I've met these people, and then every time I go to different air shows around the world, you start realizing that it is true. It is a small industry.
Yeah. So I met one instructor here now, last week, and we haven't seen each other for 12 years.
Wow.
But suddenly, wow, I met you in Maldives, right?
Wow.
We're flying together there. And now another instructor is coming. We flew together in Taiwan.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So it's a very small world. So keep contact with those people who are around you now.
Definitely. I mean, there's LinkedIn these days. There's a couple of other apps, you know, that there's some real good applications where you can...
In my time, it was a notebook.
Physical notebook.
Physical note. We didn't have email.
Wow. Not even an email.
No.
Not even an email.
Computers were less capacity than phone today.
Sure.
So it's a big change.
It's a big change. Thank you so much for sharing that very vital information with our audience. I want to know, moving on, so which was your first airline job? The first airline, may I know the name of the airline?
Yeah, that was Coast Air.
That was Coast Air, okay.
And I flew Jetstream 31 and 32.
Okay.
100% manual aircraft.
Wow.
Not a pilot.
Wow.
We had a small GPS, which helped a lot. But we sometimes fly without it. We still found a way. The all basic VOR, DME, NDB. I flew NDB approaches as airline pilot.
Wow. No, that's amazing. I think that's why your foundation is so strong. That's why your learning experience was so vital. And most importantly, if you've done all those amazing things, those crazy things, really it'll help you a long way. Even when you go to a much bigger airline, it'll help you a lot, right?
Yeah.
So how did your career then proceed forward? So you worked for some of these small airlines, and then what happened? What else happened?
This is that disturbing?
No, it won't. It won't pick up.
Okay.
It won't pick up.
So the Coast I got ATR 42 320. That's the earliest model, and that was in 2000.
That was in 2000. Okay, so
and we started to fly on a short field in Norway, 800-meter runway, steep approach.
Wow, that must be a lot of challenge.
Yes, it was, because I was direct entry captain. So I never had I think it's a good thing to be a first officer first on a new aircraft type. Correct. To learn it.
Obviously. Does that even happen? I don't think so that happens anymore, right? Does anybody
I was captain on the Jetstream at that time.
Okay.
They upgraded me fairly quick because I had a long experience as instructor.
Okay.
And that was a benefit for me. So they put me in the left seat on ATR 42, and we fly on 800-meter runway with a very steep approach, 5.4 degrees. And I'm looking down on that tiny runway. I was thinking it's an aircraft carrier. And I think, how can I land on this?
That's crazy.
But I had a good instructor with me, of course. So
a lot of adrenaline, right?
Yeah, we start flare at 50 feet.
Oh, that's hardly anything.
Normally it's 20 on ATR. So we fly all the way down to 20 feet and flare and reduce power. But now we had to start flare at 50 feet. So we had an initial flare and at 20 the normal flare.
And then normal flare, double flare.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. You see, that's experience I haven't heard from many of the other people I've interviewed. So every time I have these interviews, I am learning a lot from people like you, you know.
Yeah.
So guys, as you all know, I've never flown for an airline, right? So I graduated, I completed my pilot training. The last 10 years, I've only worked for one company. Since I graduated from my pilot training, I've worked as an instructor, business development, I've been working for aviation. But when I meet people like you know, it's fascinating to see these different interesting stories. On that story, right? So now you mentioned all this crazy story.
It's not crazy. I didn't feel it was crazy. The crazy things was when I fly hang glider.
That was my question. Tell us a crazy story from your life.
That's from hang glider because I had a couple of flights I regretted I had taken off. But you think, oh, I can do this.
And how old were you back then? This is
middle of 20s.
Okay.
So I should know better, but I was thinking, oh, I really want to fly. There was a very strong wind at the place, and very few dare to fly. I think, oh, I can do it. So I took off a fly and suddenly discovered those conditions were beyond my capability or my wing. I had to fly over a mountain ridge, and I couldn't get over that edge. So I had to land on a field just below the starting point.
Quite scary.
Very turbulent. A damage on the one part of the hang glider, thankfully. But I really regretted. Immediately after I was airborne, I understood this is too much for me. So I learned to respect the weather.
Thank you so much. That's a very important moral of the story.
Yeah.
Respect the weather. Very true.
And I also learned a lot about it, of course, because there are times it's more safe to just say, no, we don't fly today.
Correct.
And if you're an airline pilot and passengers say, why don't you fly? The others are flying. And then the management may be pushing you if they don't have the right attitude because they think money.
Obviously, the management team may or may not have pilots making those decisions and putting those pressure on you. But you being the pilot in command, it's ultimately the pilot in command's decision.
Yes.
So you have to somehow explain everybody and then,
You want to do their mission. You are paid to do a job. But if you say, no, this is below the regulation minima, I cannot do it. Or you say, this is beyond my capability, I don't want to do it.
Correct. It's better to say no rather than say yes and mess it up.
Yes, absolutely.
It's better to be on the ground than, being up in the air wishing that you were on the ground.
Exactly, yes.
That's what our instructors used to always say. Thank you so much. That's a lovely, crazy story. We all got to learn something from that. Don't push yourself beyond your limits. Know your maximums, know your minimums, and respect those rules, right? Let's move on, sir. So now you've started working for some airlines and so on. Now, what happens after that? So I want you to tell us a little bit more about your life. How else your life continued?
Costa was great because they had a big rotation of pilots. Because once I get hired, everybody hired. So the big airlines took from Costa, and Costa hired more, and the experience disappeared, and they hired more.
Amazing.
And suddenly I was a captain after a pretty short period.
Amazing.
But mostly because of my instructor background. So, and also maybe I did a lot of crazy things I learned from before that. So I was mature enough to be considered to be a captain because not only hours are important, but also your attitude.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I feel
and of course, the knowledge to the machine.
Exactly. Look at this lovely machine.
Yeah. And now I've flown ATF for 25 years.
20.
And I'm still learning.
Wow.
There's still things I didn't remember that. Yes.
You never stop learning.
No.
But you also never assume that you know everything.
Yeah.
And
that's
you're
really
humble
dangerous.
enough to accept that. I think that's amazing. I respect you for saying that because you're humble enough to accept that, yes, even after 25 years, I'm sometimes learning something new.
Yeah.
Obviously, basics. I'm not saying that we're learning something very basic, but there are some complicated things which may have never, come across you. Okay.
Just today, sitting and reading the manuals about the electrical system, which is quite advanced in this aircraft. And just this push button here, this is service utility bus. If I select it off, the cabin crew will lose a lot of lights in the galley and cabin.
Okay.
But if you're connected to a ground power unit, they will not.
They will not. So that's powering.
They will keep it.
Okay.
Yeah. But when the ground power is disconnected and I select it off, they lose it. I learned that today.
Wow. You see? No, I mean, that's
Yeah.
completely fine. Sometimes, it might seem something tiny, something very simple, but you have to have that right attitude. But what I want to understand is you were reading the manuals.
Yeah.
So you're never, even now, you're reading the manuals.
Yeah, because I'm making study material.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I can do presentation for pilots, and I want to make it clear. So because manuals are
Exactly.
the flight crew manual on this aircraft is 2,400 pages,
Wow.
and you cannot remember everything.
I'm sure.
And when you study the aircraft, you're supposed to learn this book in 6 days.
During the type ratings?
Yeah.
Okay,
And of
so
course, you
obviously-
cannot remember everything, but
obviously.
if you can understand it,
Correct.
that's more important.
And know where to look for some information. If you're missing out on some information,
Yeah.
you need to know exactly where to look for it at least.
Yeah.
That's the
So
most
what
important
does
part.
that amber light, fault light mean?
No idea. It says fault. It
DC
says DC
generator.
generator 1, DC generator 2.
Yeah, so they are not producing electric power.
So the alternator is not working basically.
Yeah, it's a generator.
Oh, it's a proper
DC.
generator. Oh,
Yeah.
DC generator. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you're
So
right.
that means either generator or a computer controlling the generator
Is faulty.
one or two.
Makes total sense. So moving on.
Yeah.
I want to know, I heard you say in my Instagram video about, certain things which you did during your pandemic, right? I think that was a very crazy time for every one of us. Every one of us went through that. So tell us a little bit more about
And
what happened with you. And
during the pandemic, I was flying for Bangkok Airways.
Okay.
A wonderful job because I'm living in Thailand, in Bangkok. My family
it's a beautiful place.
is from Thailand. And I had the best job in the world.
Amazing.
Because this company take care of the people. Pandemic arrived, they reduced production up to 30%, reduced salary down to 70%.
Wow.
That's okay. But after, I think, half a year, they started to understand this will last.
Longer, yeah.
So they had to lay off pilots. So they said, sorry, we had to let you go. Before that, just as we reduced the production, I started to think, what shall I do now? I have a lot of days off. Okay, I can start a YouTube channel about aircraft.
Something good came out of the pandemic for you personally.
Yes. So that's 4 years ago now. And
your YouTube channel has been growing very well.
yeah.
By the way, guys, if you still haven't checked him out, I've already tagged his YouTube channel on my Instagram video, and I'm going to tag his YouTube channel on the description of this YouTube video as well. Check out the channel, and it's got almost 70,000 plus subscribers. I saw some of the videos. Your recent video about the Air India 171 preliminary report was fabulous. The acceleration video was amazing, and check out more videos. Moving on. So back in the pandemic days, you started your YouTube channel. And
yeah. So that was...
whose idea was it though?
It was. I just
thought about it.
I looked on YouTube and I saw many creators made a lot of videos. And I was thinking they make an Airbus, about Boeing, about learning to fly. There's nothing about ATR.
That's
so I
true.
think, okay, I start to make videos about ATR. So start maybe the fuel system, hydraulic, etc. And then I started, that was an interesting accident or incident report.
Oh, yeah.
And then I started to say, what was the human factors here? How do people interact? And I discovered many accidents happen because the pilots don't talk together.
The CRM?
Yeah, the CRM. CRM means talk together.
Talk together.
To keep it simple. And sometimes in the report, the first officer, fresh from flight training, from typewriting, suggested a correct action, where the experienced captain made a quick decision that was not always the correct one.
Sometimes it happens, yeah.
Yeah.
Make those decisions in a hurry sometimes,
Yeah, and maybe the captain feel this first officer doesn't know enough, so I have to take all the responsibility. I have to do everything myself. So the pilot take too much load on himself, which reduces your capability.
Makes total sense.
Because if something goes wrong, the less experienced should fly the aircraft, and experienced should start to troubleshoot, analyze, and find the correct action. But on an ATR with a glass cockpit, the checklist pop up automatically.
Yes.
You have a failure, checklist, poop. And the most important, is on the top. So it directs you immediately.
I fully agree with you. This is an amazing equipment.
Yeah.
Over the last few years, I've made several videos for my YouTube and Instagram flying the ATR 72. I would sometimes bring my PPL students who are doing the theory classes with me, and I've given them a demo on the
Yeah.
equipment. This is my favorite. I've done the A320 as well, JOC and all, but this is beautiful. It feels really nice and well structured and organized. You know,
because they take elements from Airbus.
that's right.
So some functions are from Airbus 380.
Yes, I can feel that. Yes. It's
Otherwise,
beautiful.
all the push buttons, knobs are taken from Airbus.
You know what? You're just giving me a lovely idea, guys. Stay tuned for more, for another episode with our CFI, where we will specifically talk about the ATR 72 technical stuff. Well, I just saw that there could be a lot of audience out there who'd want to know a general brief on what is this, what does this button do, just a general. We'll make a specific 30-minute video for my YouTube channel in future. Stay tuned, and we'll talk about that. But that's amazing what you just mentioned about the faults and the DC generator and so on. We'll get to that. Going back to the pandemic.
Yeah.
So you started your YouTube channel. That went working well. And what happened after? So after the pandemic recovery, by the end of the pandemic recovery, was your YouTube channel already at a significant views, or?
It started slow the first month. I have less than 40 views.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to start somewhere.
You have to
There are
start
many people posting videos on YouTube and never have a single view.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes.
Yeah. But once you get a few, it starts slowly. It took 4 months to get 1,000 subscribers.
That's still relatively fast.
Yeah, because I focus on ATR and there is nothing about ATR.
So you were targeting a niche audience.
Yeah.
You were only targeting people who are interested in that specific
So-
ATR. Okay.
So most ATR pilots know about my videos
I'm sure.
and I can use them to refresh the knowledge.
I'm sure.
So you have to find a niche and go 100%.
I agree
for
with
it.
you.
If you make a video of very random things, you get I have a channel where I post 2 times a year. I went on a dive trip or snorkeling and I get 70 views.
See, it's all about consistency, right?
Yes.
This is what I've also realized. Even with my Instagram channel, I've recently started my YouTube. I don't have, I don't have a lot of followers on YouTube, but I've realized that it's all about consistency.
Yes, it is.
Instagram, I very consistently post my short 1-minute videos from my classroom.
Yeah.
It's has had significant views over the last few months.
And
But
then
YouTube is
people
very
get-
slow. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to post once a week.
Okay.
I have a job, I have family,
Sure.
so
sure.
there are
Same,
limitations. But I also try to make the videos easier to produce,
Yes.
because when I explain the system, I had to make very complex drawings, animation, kind of animation. It's more fade in, fade out to drawings, but that takes time.
That takes time. Oh, it does. It
Yeah.
does. Sometimes a 1-minute video on Instagram takes me 20 minutes. It doesn't math. Like my mental math doesn't work. How did I take 20 minutes to make a 1-minute video? But it does sometimes.
Oh,
yeah.
you are quick. It takes me 1 hour.
Actually, my wife's generally the one who's taking care of my social media, so she's trained me well. There it is. Okay, now the pandemic's done.
yeah.
Oh, sorry,
And
you
then I
had
learned
something else to say.
something. I flew in many colleagues with different backgrounds.
Yeah.
They could be doctors, police
Yes.
officers, farmers, whatever, and they go back to their profession. So I learned it would be good to have a plan B. So before you
Yes.
start flight training, you should get yourself an education in a profession you like, not in the travel industry, because aviation is travel,
Travel, correct?
but maybe another profession
Something, yeah.
where it can be easy to find a job in such times.
I fully agree with you. Have a backup. Check your passion.
Yeah.
Most of you aviators I know, you say, "Oh, aviation is the only passion I have." That's great.
Yeah.
Good job. That's your priority.
Mm.
But yes, you're right. Always think of something which is outside the world of aviation, have it
yeah.
as a backup. Very good
I
advice.
flew with a doctor, and it was super easy for him to find a job during the pandemic.
Oh, doctors were badly in need.
Yes. But
Yes.
of course, that's a long education.
Sure.
But you have other jobs that are more easy.
I
Just
agree with you.
driving. If
Exactly.
you, I know one pilot. He started now to drive trains
Wow,
because he didn't find a job right now, and but he had that opportunity.
that's
Mm.
amazing. Now, so that's a great advice from what we've learned from the pandemic itself. Now, after the pandemic, once the
Mm.
pandemic recovery started happening, how did
Mm.
your life change? What did you start doing? Which projects did you get invited to?
Um, Now I had a YouTube. That was a benefit because people start to see me.
Right. So
Uh,
your network grew.
yeah, so during the pandemic, I got an offer from Nigeria to be captain for Green Africa.
Oh wow,
And starting an airline in the middle of a pandemic is
wow.
very brave.
It is brave and it's
But
very unheard of.
yes, it was very far away from Bangkok.
Uh-huh.
That was a downside. But I got a job and started flying there, a great experience. Nigeria is not a safe country to live in
Mm,
because you have to live in a
community,
secure area
exactly.
at
Gated
night.
community.
There are armed guard in the car bringing me back from work.
Correct.
Um, so, and also I was far from family, so I got an offer from Maldives.
Okay, that's not too far away
That's only
from
four
Hong
hours
Kong.
from Bangkok.
Yeah.
Um, so I moved there, and they just started to introduce ATR to replace older turboprops,
Okay.
the Dash 8,
Okay.
and they still getting more and more ATRs. And it's a wonderful place to live and
It is.
work.
Maldives is a beautiful place.
Yeah, I
Lovely
started scuba
resorts.
diving there.
I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
But then I look at my age, and I'm soon. That's 1 year ago, and I do next year I will be 65.
Wow. I thought I was gonna guess maximum 50, 51, 52.
Ah,
You don't look. Definitely, you don't look more than that.
okay.
Not a day more than 52, I would
Mm.
say.
And most countries, you are forced to retire at 65, regardless of your health.
Oh.
And okay, some countries have 67, 68, but in Pacific,
Asia Pacific region. Yeah.
not Asia, but Pacific, Australia, New Zealand, all the island
Yes,
nations,
okay.
you are you cannot fly international flights after 65, but can fly domestic.
Okay.
And I got a job in Fiji Link.
Okay, that's nice.
They are ATRs, twin otters. I flew the ATR, of course.
You know, that's what I just realized. ATR is a very versatile aircraft.
Yes.
I just realized more than before that ATR is a very common aircraft in a lot of
Yes.
countries.
Yes.
So if you're starting a pilot training and looking at an option, I think ATR is a very safe option to go with. There's
is.
plenty airlines out there with
Yeah.
ATR. You don't need to have, I mean, if you're looking at some of the airliners, legacy carriers, you might have to have a lot of experience even before appearing for
Yeah,
interviews with
yeah,
those airlines.
yeah.
But with ATR, I think even students, my audience, young audience,
Mm-mm.
I think this could be a very good stepping stone into the industry,
is.
right? Yeah.
The funny thing is that an ATR is more harder to fly than an Airbus because you don't only have the power, but you also have the condition for the propellers.
Yes.
And we fly more manual. We have a wonderful autopilot.
We have a wonderful autopilot. For
It's
sure.
fantastic. But of course, you should fly manually too. But
So it teaches you best of both the worlds, you know?
yeah, but you have to fly it, and that's a good thing. As a pilot, you have to fly.
Okay, that's very interesting.
You know, an Airbus, a computer helps you a lot.
It does.
You point the nose, I want to go there, and it goes there.
Correct.
It doesn't. Don't have to trim every time you change power.
Correct.
Or
It makes it very
configuration.
easy for the pilots to
Yeah.
handle it. Yeah.
You change flaps in ATR, you have to trim.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's very manual flying, as you mentioned, you know, but that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm flying my Cessna 172s and Diamond DA-42s and 40, it feels like that, you know, so that's really
Yeah,
nice. As
yeah.
a stepping stone, it's
Yeah,
great.
never forget to fly.
Never get to fly.
Yeah.
I think it keeps the fun in flying.
Yeah.
It continues to keep the fun in
Yeah,
flying,
and
you know.
also ATR fly into smaller airports out of reach for bigger aircraft.
Correct.
So in Fiji, we fly at the airport with a 1,000 meter runway.
Wow.
We fly into Tuvalu, Funafuti, that's the capital. The runway is in the middle of the city. They use the runway as a playground because only 2 arrivals per week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So you touch down and you roll down the runway, you look into the kitchen and see what I have did there.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Now, what I want to know is now, recently, right before you decided to come to Dubai,
Mm.
how did that happen? Like, how did you accept this invitation, and
Ah,
what were your thoughts about Dubai, or
yeah.
how did this Ansett job
Mm.
come about? Come about.
Yeah, it's a bit strange because I come to Fiji and started flying, everybody happy. And then I changed management. We decide, and we put a limit of 65. So 2 months
Sometimes,
ago,
yeah.
I turned 65 and I say, sorry,
Happy birthday, but
but
sorry.
yeah. So just a few days later, I got the invitation, or more a request, are you available? Because Eduardo, he is the former CFI,
Yes.
and he had done a wonderful
Oh,
job
he's been
here.
amazing. I've known him for a few years. I've made a couple of videos with him.
Yeah.
I mean, my audience knows Eduardo. He's amazing.
Yeah, just amazing guy. And he reached out to me and asked me if I'm available. I say, yes, can you please apply?
Amazing, amazing. See, something amazing comes out of everything. Sometimes in life, guys, as I want to take a moral out of that, sometimes you might feel like, one door closes on you, and you're like, but I am
Yeah.
so stable there. I love this place.
Yeah.
You have no idea. There might be something even more better out there.
Yes.
Another more amazing door waiting for you. So knock
Mm.
every door. Have your network.
Yeah,
And I think that's amazing. So how do you find Dubai now that you're here? And tell us a little bit more about
I've been 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I
Wow.
find it very hot.
It is hot. It is. I have to tell you, everybody leaves Dubai in this season.
And I arrive.
Majority of the people don't stay June, July,
Yeah.
August, summer holidays.
Mm.
Yes, I think give it a few more weeks, and then it'll still be hot.
It will still be hot.
It'll still be hot, but I
but
think by October,
it
yeah.
will start to chill down. And I think that's a good time to arrive because now I get the hottest period.
Correct.
Everything else will be wonderful.
Everything else will be better than this.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
But what I really love is it's efficient
Efficient, yes.
and it's safe.
It's very safe. That's absolutely
Yeah.
true. Culturally, there are no problems. You could be someone from any culture, any religion, any
Yeah,
country, and everybody gets treated.
You meet people from all over the world here.
Exactly.
From
And
almost
everybody
every
respects
country.
you for who you are. Nobody cares about your creed, caste, color, religion. Everybody respects you as a human being.
Yep.
Everybody. I think that's one of the reasons I also chose to live here. I think that's
Yeah,
absolutely
it's
true.
great. And like getting work permit in 24 hours.
Yes,
That's
for
unique.
sure, for sure. No, I think 24 hours in your case, because of your experience and because of your, expertise and so on,
I
it could have been
think the
24 hours.
company had prepared it
That's
beforehand.
fine. That's fine. I would still say it takes 3 to 4 working days, but 24 hours, that's a compliment to your own profile and your resume.
I think that's a compliment to the company here because the people working here at Ansett, they are great.
They are definitely great.
Yeah.
I've known a bunch of people, Mr. Khalid, the CEO as well. When every time he comes down from Australia, I get to meet him here.
Yeah.
Very good people. Oh, I
Yeah.
even met them in Australia. I was in Gold Coast. I
Ah.
went down to Brisbane. So I've even visited Ansett in their Australian locations, and I
Ah.
have to tell you, amazing. I was in Italy as well.
Mm.
I was based in Europe for a few years, so I have to tell you,
Yeah.
the efficiency and the work culture
Yeah.
of Ansett Aviation, which you're talking about, it's obviously that international culture which they have in
Because,
different companies.
Dubai is under Milan in Italy
Correct.
because they have an EASA ATO, approved training organization, and we
Correct.
are part of that. So we are fully EASA, but most customers are not.
That's absolutely
So we have audits from all over the world, companies, CAAs. So they're coming from all the countries and audit Amikation. Look, we are EASA compliant. We follow. That makes it easy for them because they know what EASA stands for.
I remember I was here a few months ago. I came to meet Mr. Khalid. He was running around busy. Rizwan, brother, I'm very sorry. We have an audit going on. We have a EASA audit. So I know exactly what you're talking about. So that's great,
Yeah, but now they have the experience. They know what they are been asked for. So that's a benefit because we know what they will ask for. We have it ready for them.
Amazing. No, but thank you so much for this lovely introduction. Guys, I know there's a lot more questions you have. Type in your questions on comments below. I'm going to have another video session with our new CFI, and we will answer more technical questions next time based on your comments on this video. We will also go through some of the technicalities. But before we end this video, I want to tell you that if you are someone who just graduated from your commercial pilot training, if you've just completed pilot training, and if you're looking at type ratings and so on, there's several options. Get in touch with our Ansett team. If you're one of the B2B customers, if you're one of the small aviation companies looking at tie-ups, these are the right people to talk to. I'll tag in Mr. Khalid and our new CFI's email ID as well. Get in touch with them. And any closing statements before we end this video? Would you like to say something to our audience about Ansett, about your new job?
Well, I just have to say I have a great experience here because of the people. And people are more important than machines.
I agree with you. Yes.
If you work with the right people, anything can happen. There are no limits.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true. Thank you so much once again, sir. There's a lot more questions I couldn't cover in this
Thank
video,
you.
but stay tuned for another part. In the next couple of weeks, we will coming back to you with more in depth. And I wish you all the best. Welcome once again. Welcome to Dubai. Welcome to Ansett.
Thank
Welcome
you.
on board. And I am quite sure in a few months you'll love this place and you will not want to leave Dubai ever, because that's what most of my friends have told me. The first few months, it takes you a while to get used to the heat. But after a while, you get so used to the comfort and safety. You can walk around in the middle of the night with cash in your hand and a really expensive watch,
Yeah.
flaunting, without being worried that somebody's going to snatch it.
Yeah.
That's also one of the things which will kind of, you know what happens? Dubai ends up spoiling you.
Yeah.
We lived here for a while and then we traveled to Europe. We lived in different countries. We always come back saying nothing like Dubai, So I wish you
Yeah.
all the best once again. Thank you so much.
Thanks, and all the
Lovely
best for
talking
you.
to you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Lovely talking to you. And I have a feeling that there will be more of these videos coming up soon. I love the way you speak. I'm sure you're a great instructor. I'm sure you'll be great. And I'll look forward to seeing you more often. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. See you soon. Stay tuned
See
for
you.
more. See you in the next video. All right. That's good.